If the Board of Education votes to close Robeson, they will be telling West Philadelphia that they also see us and our young people as blight, that we do not belong in University City, the community we built when no one else wanted to live here. When the school district closed University City High in 2012, Robeson became the last public high school in the heart of University City. And if the board closes it, that means that none of Philadelphia's young people will be able to learn a stone's throw away from some of the world's finest scientific and innovation institutions. And that can't be replicated at Motivation or anywhere else. Philly deserves better than a maybe one-day STEM school not called Robeson or rooted in the tradition and history of our community. I'm speaking now directly to the Board of Education. President Streeter, Vice President Sarah Ashley Andrews, and board members Crystal Cubbage, Cheryl Harper, Whitney Jones, Chow Wing Lam, Wanda Navales, Joan Stern, and Joyce Wilkerson. Let's together transform Robeson to meet this moment, to maximize the advantages and opportunities that come with being surrounded by the amazing things going on in University City. Oh, yeah. Will you stand with our community? Yeah. Will you stand with our young people? Yeah. And this is to the board. Or will you be personally responsible for erasing the last vestige of Black civic life here in University City? Save Paul Robeson.
Now that we have all of the students here, just want everybody to notice, young people, we need y'all help. So all of the members of the school board, the 8 members of the school board who we actually voted to confirm, those people have email address and social media handles. They're all right here. Where's my staff? Give it to the young people. Start DMing them right now. Tell them to vote no. Email them, DM them, tell them to vote no. They should get so many emails and so many DMs that they should be flooded and overwhelmed because we are against this facility. That being said, I want to call up the state rep who represents this area again. This is a city and state initiative. We are standing together because we disagree with this. Before I call up Rep. Krajewski, I just want to say one thing. Imagine someone coming to you and telling you to give you money to pay for something and then tell you what they can't afford. This is what we're dealing with. The school board, they come in the city hall and they tell us, we need this much money. And now we're telling them what we need, and they're saying we can't afford it. We're frustrated, we're fed up, and I'm happy to call up my brother who's ready to fight with us, Rep. Krajewski.
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to start thanking all of my council colleagues for being here today, standing with myself and Councilmember Gaudier. Councilmember, thank you for your leadership. I want to recognize my state colleague, Representative Darisha Parker. Thank you for coming all the way from the Northwest. And I also, the people who deserve the biggest gratitude is the students who are here with us. All right. I want to thank Lankenau for coming through, showing solidarity. And of course, I want to recognize and thank the students at Robeson High School. And all of the staff, the teachers, Principal King, thank you for being here, being in solidarity. And we are here because, as the council member said, Robeson High is our last public school standing in this neighborhood. And we are gathered to call on the district to keep it an open, independent school. And Isaiah Thomas mentioned, right, like I'm a state legislator, we talk about, funding the school district and education budgets generally. And I want to, ground us a little bit because I do want to understand and give us an acknowledgement that a lot of these challenges around funding is due to the state legislature, right? And we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that the Corbett cuts that cut public education by $1 billion. Years upon years of lack of adequate funding to public education is part of what brought us to this crisis. However, just because we are thrown into a crisis doesn't mean that we as public servants have to fight amongst ourselves when there's an opportunity to band together, especially when the call from our students, our neighbors, and our teachers is to stand tall and fight back. And our city has shown time and time again, we can do the impossible. When we treat kids like kids, not statistics, and when we see parents and communities as organizing partners, we can do the impossible. When we came together and organized, won local control of our school district, did we not? When we came together and organized, we won historic state funding for our school districts. And the school district has already allocated an additional $120 million, is that right, Councilmember? Yeah. To the 3rd district. It is moved to keep Robeson under public ownership. So it seems to me that to keep Robeson open, either through renovating this building or developing a new site after co-location, isn't that big of a leap. So we have the opportunity to make history once more. And in fact, what is at stake here is preserving history. So I can remember being here at Robeson when the district had its town hall. This is a highly decorated school with a deeply committed staff and leadership in Principal King and his predecessor, Principal Gordon. Give it up for both of them. And this town hall was held at the tail end of Black History Month. And as I sat in the auditorium, I stared at the large banner with Paul Robeson, and I reflected on his legacy. I reflected on how his mission was to expand beyond the expectations society had for him and for Black people in this country.
Go ahead, Brother Ray.
Thank you. So I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that today in Philadelphia, in this state, in this country, we need a Paul Robeson mentality. And the way that we foster that is in our classrooms, with our students, with our teachers, in this neighborhood that is only blocks away from the place he called home in West Philadelphia. Keep Robeson open. Thank you.
I remind all the young people, your voice matters a lot today. We have the social media handles of every person who has a vote. We're asking you to DM them. We're asking you to email them. We're asking you to tell them to please vote no. Now, before I introduce my big brother, just in case they do decide to not listen to us and vote for this facilities plan, I want you all to understand that that's just the next round of the fight.
Yeah.
Councilmember Jones is introducing a resolution today, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. We're prepared to sue. If we have to sue, we're prepared to file an injunction. If we have to file an injunction. And I think most importantly is this. This is the most important part. The plan doesn't go into effect until school year 2027 and 2028, and it's a 10-year plan. I'm calling Councilmember Jones, who represents these young people at Lankenau, because we're at Robeson, but it's not just about Robeson. It's the plan in general, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And because it doesn't work, and we know it doesn't work, we can let you know that if you vote for this plan, it's a lot of council members up here, if you vote for this plan, you will not be a school board member to see the plan go into place. That's where we at with it. So with that being said, I want to call up Councilmember Jones, who represents a number of schools on this plan, because again, we're here, but it's bigger than just this school. Big brother, Councilmember Jones.
So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I now know what it's like to be a non-custodial parent, meaning you're asking me to pay my child support, but I can't tell anybody where my child should live, how my child should work, how she should be educated. That is not fair. That's taxation without representation. All of us here, we support public education. Let me say that again. All of us here support public education, but taxation without representation is not going to happen. We don't all agree on a lot of things up here. We agree on this, and they better read the room. We are 10 toes down. 2 out of the 3 schools being considered are in the 4th Councilmatic District. Is Lankenau in the house? Yeah. A school with 100% graduation rate. Why? Why do we always want to fix what is not broken?
Yeah.
We always want to meddle and say, let me tinker with it and see what it does. Well, let me tell you what it's going to do. We will introduce a resolution today questioning on how that $5 billion will be spent. Questioning why has there not been an independent audit since 2016? Why, when the last time there was an audit, there were over 20 findings that they could identify. And they said, well, let's stop looking. You want to talk about savings? We have the savings. It's in the House. But they won't let us come in and audit. Taxation without representation is not cool. So I want to point out that the third part of the coalition, other than the state reps, state senators, the council district, is these young people. I am so proud of their activism. They're not just looking out the window saying, oh, well. They come outside and say, give them hell. So we hope and pray that common sense and civility prevail. We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. But we will.
Absolutely.
We can.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say it again. They told me I should watch what I said. But I hope you don't find out.
Young people, again, let's go to social media, let's DM, let's send emails nonstop. This is what the battle is today. I want to take a moment to recognize 2 council members who are here to stand in solidarity. Our majority leader, Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. She's here to stand in solidarity, as well as our district council person for the 7th Councilmatic District, Councilmember Katsi Lozada. With that being said, I want to call up my colleague, Councilmember Kendra Brooks.
Good morning, people. All right, so in the honor of my girl here, moms get the job done, and some mothering I have to do right now. So where are the young people? I need you guys to help fill this place, because what we're doing right now is bigger than us politicians. This is about y'all. Y'all are too off to the side. Come on in. Come on, because if y'all DMing and putting it on Instagram, y'all got to be a part of these pictures. Come on, Phil. That's right. News cameras, is this position? Can I move this up a little bit for the young people? I'm sorry, I'm an organizer first. All right? There you go. There you go. Now, y'all young people fill in this space. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's move it, let's move it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kendra Brooks, and I'm the proud working families, and I serve as the leader of as a minority leader of Philadelphia City Council. I got my start organizing, and politics then followed. I led a campaign to keep my children's school open, Edward T. Elementary School, from it being turned over to a charter operator. I used to stand outside the school in the mornings and talk to every parent, every staff member that was coming in the doors. When we won that fight, we didn't stop there. We went to Munoz Matter and then led that fight as well. We went to Worcester and other schools across the city to organize parents to take a stand against the school district's plan. That was over 10 years ago, and we're still in the same fight. In fact, the school district tried to close this school in 2013. Students, parents, teachers organized against the closure. City Council stepped up with a resolution calling for a moratorium on school closures. By the end of that year, the district bowed to and Robeson came off the list. We did it in 2013. We can do it again. This school, like Lankenau, like Overbrook, like Steele School in Nicetown, is the foundational community resource. It is a welcoming space for young people that within walking distance to their homes. It is an institution that belongs to the community, not a wealthy university, not a developer that's hungry for profit. Black people in this community have endured a long history of being silenced, pushed to the margins, and this school is one of the last safe spaces for black youth in this neighborhood. And we want investment, not displacement. This city will not stand for another round of mass school closures. In 2013, after the leadership of the school district closed 23 of our public schools, we came together as parents, educators, and students and demanded more accountability from the school board. In 2016, I formed a coalition called Our City, Our Schools to fight for more accountability of the school board. We brought together organizations made up of parents, students, teachers, and community members. We filled City Hall and the school district headquarters, and we refused to back down. We forced the state-appointed School Reform Commission to dissolve itself, and we won back local control of our school district. Yeah. What we are seeing today is that this board, which was appointed by the mayor, is not responsive to city council and is not accountable to our communities. If we have to force changes to the school board, we will. Okay. We did it in 2017, and we can do it again. That means that a board that listens to the feedback of the people. That means a board that works in partnership. Once again, partnership with the city. And right now, that means a board that stops this vote and listens to what the people of the city are saying loudly and clearly. This board should know that it's not only breaking the trust with the public, but also every elected official that you see standing here today. So for everyone that's here this morning, thank you for showing up for our schools. Amen. Yeah. We, the parents, the students, the educators, the organizers are the only ones that can save our school. Once again, let me say that again. We are the only ones that can save our schools. We are the only ones who ever have, and we are the only ones that ever will. And I know this isn't easy, especially after a day of parenting or teaching or studying. But our schools are worth fighting for. Our children are worth fighting for. And I promise you that when we organize and we show up and we demand more, we win together. Okay. So this just not doesn't end right here today. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. We're out here bright and early. Let's do it again at 4 p.m., at 4:40 at the School District of Philadelphia, and shut down the vote. If we have to, let's stand still and shut down the vote. We've done it before. That's kind of weak. We're up here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Some of us took 45 minutes to an hour to come here for this school. Let's do it all over again. It's before dinner. It's after work. Our schools, our children, our communities deserve our fight, and we have to show up. So hopefully, I'll see many, more than a third of you, all of you, at 4 p.m. at 4. Let's shut down this vote.
If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, that's what we prepared to do. Councilmember Jones, one of the first things he told me when I became a city council member was you have to learn to count. And in two bad numbers he told me in city council was 9 and 12. Councilmember Jones, I did some counting. We have representation from Councilmember Harity's office as well here too. Can we give Councilmember Harity a round of applause? Last I checked, Councilmember Jones, that's 9. So that means that if you take this vote, there are 9 people who are telling you, you will not see the vote come into action. You will never know if this vote will come into fruition as a school board member or not, because we're telling you right now you won't be confirmed. With that being said, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to State Rep Darisha Parker, who's a graduate of Lankenau High School. And I want to introduce Councilmember Nina Ahmad, who's been fighting tooth and nail for Lankenau High School since it was put on a closure list. Can we give the councilwoman a round of applause?
All right. Good morning. Good morning. And this is like Groundhog Day. We keep doing this. We keep doing this. But I want to start with saying thank you to the students here.
Yeah.
The children are our future. They're our present, and they are here. They're leading the way. I'm doing this because I see you. I see your investment in your own future. I see your investment in Philadelphia's future. So thank you. Thank you for being leaders and making us follow you. And I'm grateful for all the teachers and staff and faculty who have been so engaged. These children come to 440 after a full day of school. Then they eat dry pizza and they sit there and they testify. The teachers are there with them. What are we doing? That's the time they're supposed to do their homework. They're supposed to learn. We are stressing them out. Yes. What are we doing? So I want to say first a huge thank you to Councilmember Isaiah Thomas, the chair of our Education Committee. Many of us are committee members. I am. And acknowledgments to everybody. I won't take time to do that. We've done that. So here we are. I used to live just a few doors down, right across from Robeson. I see the row house that I used to live in, right? I used to see the kids come in here. I don't live here anymore. I live in the Northwest. But I remember watching children coming in here. We must invest in our children. The school board, you are watching, you are hearing. We have tools in our toolbox. Council member Curtis Jones has pulled out multiple tools, I'll tell you, and this new one is about looking for efficiencies. Money is there. They're not telling us. We can carve out we asked for an analysis of each school. Tell me the cost-benefit analysis. Give me what is the deficit for each school, and then we'll handle it in each school. They have not shown their work. Show your work. Show your work. You know, we cannot make these decisions, these life-altering decisions about our children without looking at the information. And you cannot, they're treating us like we don't know how to read and write. They're treating us like we have no power. Well, look at this power. Yeah. Solidarity. Yeah. Solidarity. Listen, I just want to tell you, we're talking about all this. I want to make a special pitch for Lankenau again. The only environmental science curriculum in the entire school district. The only one of two in the entire state. They have GIS training. The only school that does that. These children have come up with maps and shown us what is happening. This is the only 17-acre space where they can actually commune with nature to understand how our world works. These are the environmental stewards of tomorrow. We cannot stop. We are having a climate crisis in the world. These are the stewards who are going to help save that and reverse that. Oh, yeah. We cannot allow the only school where children come from 1-2 hours away, a Title I school with a 90+% children who are black and brown. Why are we denying them a pathway to careers? Ecologist. Think about that. Most people haven't even heard of it. And these children are doing, you know what? I'm going to be talking to the staff. I'm coming over. I'm a scientist by training. I'm coming over to they have been collecting bee venom to extract DNA. And because that bee venom has properties of anti-inflammatory properties and anti-cancer properties. These are children in high school doing this work. Why are you going to shut that down? Why are you going to shut down science in action? So I'm coming to extract DNA with them. Give me a date and I'll be there. And I walk the fields with them. I saw what they do. Last thing I'll say, it's a 24% children with special needs go to this school. Yeah. This is people come here because it's safe. I talked to children who said, my middle school was so chaotic. I feel safe here. It's green, clean, and pristine. Why are we messing with this? They walked me in the trails and I saw the woodworking they did to make these big red arrows that showed their visually impaired friends where to go, because the original signs were these tiny little ones. They spent time. So as they were working, doing their woodworking, they were developing empathy to understand the world. Not everybody is abled in the same way. Please, Philadelphia, you should rise up. Everybody who's listening, this is a travesty, not just for Lankenau, for the entire school system, all of these schools on this list. Thank you for having us. Let's keep the fight going. We have options. We're not done. And listen, with all these creative minds behind me, they're teaching me. This is my first term in council, and I'm learning. I'm learning from people like Council Member Jones, who's been at it and who's found his ways, and I'm watching and learning, as should all of us. Thank you all, and the fight goes on.
When we fight, when we fight, folks, don't forget, we got the contact information for all of the members of the school board. DM them, email them, let them know to vote no. Also, don't forget, the fight continues at 4 o'clock. We will be down at the school district building to shut it down. I also want to give a shout out. I've seen some of the Paul Robeson basketball players there. I want to give a shout out to those brothers, because if you paid attention to Paul Robeson, right, they had one of the best seasons that basketball program has ever had. And that speaks to the success of this school, the success of the program, and a special shout out to my friend, Coach Rob, who's done a phenomenal job with them young men. And that's just reason number 1,287 that these darn schools should stay open. With that said, I want to call up Councilmember Rue Landau. I see, Doc. I'm going to call up and let us speak.
Thank you, everybody. I am a proud public school parent, but I feel ashamed at what the school district is doing right now. It is outrageous that the experts in the room who they should be listening to are all of these brilliant young people, these brilliant parents, the brilliant educators, and all of the amazing organizers and leaders who are standing up here with us right now and are throughout the city. It is absolutely outrageous that they have all of the answers right here, like an open book test, but still they are behind closed doors in the shadows trying to come up with a plan without the input of the people. We are the community. We are the people. We are the ones who they are supposed to ask, and we are the ones who can give them the answers. Even the facilities manager came up with an entire document where he said to them, show your work. How did you come up with these conclusions? We still don't know, no matter how many times that we have asked them. So this is outrageous. I stand with all of you. Thank you for your strength. There are many, many things that our young people could be doing right now than having to organize against this travesty, against these poor decisions. This is not at all the way we want you to see that adults should act in your lifetimes. Adults should be leaders. They should listen to the young people. The adults are the ones who should be making informed decisions. I want to say one last thing. We got a federal government right now that is trying to shut down DEI, that is trying to erase blackness, that is going after immigrants, that is trying to erase history and whitewash our entire country. And it is very interesting to see where this school district is trying to shut down the schools. This is our black and brown history. This is our black and brown future. We need to stand up. We need to fight back. See you at 4 o'clock.
When we fight, when we fight. So Councilmember Jones, again, just doing the math. I don't think I've ever been to any rally where we've had all 7 council members at large, right? So you got all 7 council members at large standing in solidarity. We got District 3 here. We got District 4 here. We got District 7 here, right? Yeah. So I don't know, Councilmember Jones. Last I checked, 7 plus 3 equals
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Dr. Cooper, I want to say shout out to Dr. Cooper, who leads our principals union. Thank you for standing with us today. Labor means everything to the city of Philadelphia, and when we talk about fighting for workers in the city of Philadelphia, these next two at-large council members are two of the fiercest fighters that we have in the entire city of Philadelphia. First up, our labor chair, Councilmember Jim Harity, and after that is our minority leader, Councilmember Nicholas O'Rourke.
Go, Jimmy. Go, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Look at this, right? Look at this. I want you to take a look around. Look at these kids,
Don't read the
right? Look at these kids. I call foul, right? I was here a couple years back when I first got in here, Councilwoman. You know what I mean, Jamie? We were here, right? With who? Superintendent Watlington, where he praised this school for their achievement and talked about them being a model for other schools. I was here. I sat here and watched him say it. Right? Listen, I said it before. You want me to go to my neighborhood in Kensington, right? And tell my neighbors I'm going to shut down 3 of your schools, right? And then on top of that, the nice charter school that's right around the corner, we're going to shut that down too, right? And you want me to go back and ask my neighbors to pay $1 on their Uber ride because now they have to drive further to get their kids to school? Foul!
Go, Jimmy.
You know, I said it. People know me. When I dig my heels in,
Hey, is it?
I don't move. I'm a union guy, right? This is about what we believe in. This is about our neighborhoods. And I hate to say it, but every time I turn around, they're in a low-income neighborhood like mine, trying to take the only thing away that our kids have. You know, when I was a kid, our school, my school, we fought over our school. You didn't disrespect our school. No, they want to take away our neighborhood schools. And let's not talk about Lankenau and our environmental school, right? You know, I say it all the time. If you give our kids the same thing that you give the kids in Delco, Monco, Bucks, and Chester, our kids will amaze you because they have a reason to work for it, and they do work for it. Give them those classrooms. Give them the swimming pools, right? Listen, I'm getting tired of every time we turn around, we got to put bad money after bad money. I'm for the kids of Philadelphia. I'm for my neighborhood. I'm for my kids. I can't go home to my block and look my neighbors in the eye and say, don't worry, you're struggling, I know it. You're in $30 a month, but you're making it work. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, but don't worry. I'm going to shut down your school and then charge you $1 to get to the new one. Not me.
Okay, Nick.
Let's make some more noise for Councilman Jim Harity. We can say good morning to everyone. This morning is one day before May Day. Folks that don't know, May Day is International Workers' Day.
Hey, hey.
We're standing outside of Paul Robeson High School. Paul Robeson was someone who understood the significance of International Workers' Day, of May Day. I want to express, as he did often, my solidarity, if you will, with all the students out here of Paul Robeson High School, with the teachers. Let's make some noise for the staff. I want to shower all of you with care and with consideration, and with my colleague who represents the 3rd Councilmanic District. Let's make some more noise for Councilman Gaultier. I know we speak with one voice when we demand that the school board save this school. And I want to echo them in saying, save Paul Robeson. Listen, as we grapple with a budget this year, the city budget every single year, I'd like to think that my colleagues and I understand that our hard decisions are shaped by our history. Not by just the fleeting topics of the day, but by our history, both the good and the bad. But sometimes, given the gravity of our work in the here and now, we can forget that or not consider it enough. But Councilmember Gaultier, the black bottom here, isn't some mundane history lesson. Just like the wider push against school closures, people are looking to our past shortcomings, our missteps, with the hope that we learn something from them and not repeat the mistakes that we've made in the past. That is the hope. To the members of the school board, please do not turn a cynical ear to what my colleague is saying about the necessity of public, accessible, black civic life in this neighborhood and what that means for West Philadelphia at large. With respect to the schools named for relocation and merging, there is something irreplaceable about being here with opportunities on all sides, especially since Robeson was for so many of these glittering amenities and campuses expanded into the neighborhood. Do I have a witness out here today? So yes, save Paul Robeson. And it also feels appropriate a day before Philly's Workers' March on May Day to ask, what the hell is wrong with ensuring that this is a building named after Paul Robeson? Somebody make that make sense to me. Why would we not want to retain the history of this name? It doesn't make sense. That's not the first concern. That would be the students here. But when we're speaking about history and how this city chooses to remember, we can't forget that there's a lot in the name. There's a lot in the name. A school named after a brilliant black scholar that houses brilliant black scholars that can and should do so for future generations cannot be taken lightly or taken for granted. We will not do it. I'll say it one more time. Happy to join the choir here. Save Paul Robeson. And as he said, they have taken untold millions of our hoarded gold. But without our brain and our muscle, not a single wheel would turn. Solidarity forever. With every teacher, with every staff member, with every student, every member out here, and there's some that stand with you who are not here today. We're standing with you in solidarity. Solidarity for a glory to God and power to the people. Thank you so much.
We need Old Man River.
Thought about it.
All right, folks, look, let me just give you a quick summary because Cliff Notes are important. Young people, first and foremost. They call them Spark Notes. Thanks, I didn't know. I'm trying to keep up. First and foremost, DM, email the members of the school board and tell them to vote no. Young people, your voice matter. Your voice matter. Parents, your voice matter. We want to see you at 4 o'clock at the school board meeting because we're prepared to shut that meeting down. Shut it down. We're not worried about public comment. We understand the quirky stuff that's happening. We know all the tricks of the trade where you recess this and go into, we good. We understand what happened. We not worried about none of that because we not signing up for no public comment. This is civil disobedience today. It's none of that. We not standing for none of that. And this is the thing. If somehow, some way, y'all bring the police and keep us out and try to get us arrested and all that stuff,
You got the state.
go ahead and take that vote. Not only do the state got our back as it relates to our reps that's here today, but we have the legal power on our side. And I'm looking you in your face and I'm telling you right now, if you take this vote today and you vote against our children in the city of Philadelphia, there are 10 members of city council who are telling you, you will not be back in 2028 to see this plan coming to fruition. That just won't happen. So if you take the vote today, you're not voting for a facilities plan because we're telling you it ain't gonna happen. All you doing is voting against children. So just like we saying we dare you to vote against children in the city of Philadelphia and watch what we do. This is a legacy moment. We were there when Bach was closed. We were there when Germantown was closed. The city was heartbroken over the Sister Kata and her body being found outside of Ada Lewis. We be darned if this again. So we're going to do everything in our power all day today to make sure that people understand if you take this vote, there will be consequences. It will cost you your seat on the school board. That's not a threat. That is not a threat. That is not a threat. That's the, thank you all for being here. Young people, thank you all. See you at 4 o'clock. DM your school board members. Tell them vote no on the school board plan. We can't take questions because we're caucus. So if you have questions, we'll be in council all day. We got to go to caucus. We can't take questions.